Ever felt like a bird caged in an invisible prison, yearning for the blue sky, yet shackled by unseen chains? Imagine this. You're a superhero, fully capable of flight. But every time you try to soar into the sky, you're yanked back down by an invisible force. You know you're made for more, yet something seems to hold you back. It's like you're stuck in the world's most frustrating game of tug-of-war, where the only opponent is yourself. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? We've all been there, feeling like a dog chasing its own tail. It's as if we're trapped in a maze, but the walls are made of smoke. We can't quite see them, yet they hinder our every move. It's maddening, it's exasperating, but above all, it's human. You see, these walls, these chains, these invisible prisons, they're not physical. They're not made of steel or brick. They're made of something far more potent. Our own thoughts, beliefs, and fears. They're self-constructed, self-imposed, and self-maintained. They're the product of our past experiences, our insecurities, and our self-doubt. They're the whispers of "I can't," the echoes of "I'm not good enough," and the shadows of "what if I fail?" But here's the twist in our tale. These chains, as real as they may feel, are illusions. They exist only in our minds, and while they may seem insurmountable, they're not. The key to breaking free lies within us. It's not about physical strength or superhuman abilities. It's about awareness, understanding, and courage. So, what if you could see these chains? What if you could recognize these invisible barriers for what they are? What if you could understand how they're holding you back, keeping you grounded when you're meant to fly? But more importantly, what if you could break these chains? What if you could shatter these barriers, free yourself from these self-imposed limitations, and unlock your true potential? But what if you could see these chains, acknowledge them, and finally break free? Step 1 to freedom. Recognize your chains. Imagine you're an artist, a painter of grand, vivid landscapes. But instead of a limitless palette of colors, you're only using black and white. That's what life can be like when we're bound by our self-imposed chains. It's like trying to paint a sunset with shades of gray. Let's take a stroll down metaphor lane, shall we? Picture yourself as a marionette puppet, dancing to the tunes of invisible strings. These strings, they're your chains. The beliefs, fears, and habits that limit your potential. Now imagine if you could see those strings, those chains. You'd want to snip them off, wouldn't you? That's what self-awareness is about. It's the ability to recognize the chains that are holding you back. It's about acknowledging that, yes, you have been dancing to someone else's tune, but you're ready for a new rhythm. Self-awareness isn't just about introspection. It's about understanding the world around us too. It's like being a detective, but the mystery you're solving is you. It's about collecting clues about your behavior, your reactions, your likes and dislikes. It's about asking yourself, why did I react that way? Or why does this make me uncomfortable? Here's a bit of practical advice wrapped in a light-hearted analogy. Think of yourself as an onion. No, not because you make people cry, well, hopefully not, but because you have layers. Peeling back these layers, exploring your thoughts, emotions, and reactions, that's how you get to the core of who you are. That's how you discover your chains. And remember, self-awareness isn't a one-time thing. It's a journey, an ongoing process. It's like cleaning your glasses. You have to keep doing it to maintain a clear view. So take a moment, reflect. Ask yourself, what are my chains? Are they fear of failure, fear of rejection, or maybe they're habits that no longer serve you? Whatever they are, it's time to recognize them, to see them for what they are. Now that you've identified your chains, it's time to forge your key. Step 2 to liberation. Forge your key. This isn't about picking locks or breaking down doors, but about creating a key of personal power that fits the lock of your unique challenges. Let's imagine it not as a piece of metal, but a manifestation of your inner strength, your resilience, your wisdom. Take a page from the book of our dear friend. We'll call him Bob. Bob was a master procrastinator, always pushing tasks to the next day, the next week, always the next something. He was stuck in an endless loop of tomorrows. Until one day, Bob decided to forge his key. His key was not made of iron or bronze, no, it was made of discipline. Bob discovered that by setting small, achievable goals each day, he could overcome his procrastination. His key wasn't forged overnight, but with each small victory, a bit of his key took shape. And then there's our community member. Let's call her Alice. Alice had a fear of public speaking. She would tremble at the thought of presenting in front of even a handful of people. But Alice decided to forge her key. For Alice, this key was courage. She took baby steps, starting from practicing in front of a mirror to speaking in front of her friends, and then gradually to bigger audiences. Today, Alice is a confident public speaker, all because she forged her key of courage. So, what's your key going to be made of? Patience, determination, self-belief. It's different for everyone, and that's the beauty of it. Remember, this is not a race, it's a journey. And like any journey, it takes time, so don't rush, enjoy the process. Forge your key with humor, with grace, with a dash of stubbornness, and a whole lot of self-love. And remember, it's not about creating the perfect key. It's about creating your key. With your key now in hand, it's time to unlock your potential. Step 3 to empowerment: unlock your potential. We've journeyed through recognizing our chains, forging our keys, and now it's time to make the magic happen. It's time to unlock your potential. You might be thinking, great, I've got a key, but what's the next step? Well, picture this. You're standing before a grand door, behind which lies the life you've always dreamed of. You have the key in hand, but here's the kicker. The door won't open itself. You've got to turn the key. So how do we do that? By taking action, my friend. Action is the password that decodes your dreams into reality. It's the difference between a key that's a pretty paperweight and a key that opens doors. And remember, the smallest actions can create the biggest waves. Let's say your dream is to write a book. Don't set out to write the next great novel in one sitting. Start small. Write a paragraph, then a page, then a chapter. Before you know it, you'll have a manuscript in your hands. And that's how you unlock your potential, one small step at a time. Now, I hear you asking, what if I stumble? What if I fall? Well, remember this, falling is not failing, it's learning, it's growing. It's part of the process. So dust yourself off, learn from your stumbles, and keep moving forward. And to add a dash of humor, remember, even baby giraffes stumble when they start to walk. But do they give up? Nope. They get up, shake off the dust, and try again. And you're at least 3 times smarter than a baby giraffe, right? So my friends, it's time. Time to take that key you've forged to the door that's been waiting for you. Time to unlock your potential, to step into the life you've always dreamed of, the life that's been waiting for you. You have the key. The door is before you. All that remains is to turn the lock and step into your power. Breaking free isn't the end, it's just the beginning. It's the dawn of a new chapter in your life where you're no longer shackled by the chains of self-doubt, fear, or complacency. It's the moment you rise, like a phoenix from the ashes, embracing the power that's always been within you. But remember, this empowering journey doesn't stop here. It's continuous, evolving, and dynamic, just like you. It's a path that requires resilience, determination, and a healthy dose of self-belief. And while the road may be long and winding, it's the journey that shapes us, not merely the destination. So don't shy away from sharing your stories of breakthroughs, of how you recognized your chains, forged your key, and unlocked your potential. Your experiences could light the way for others, igniting a spark of inspiration and creating a community of empowerment. Remember, the journey to power is a path we walk together. So keep those chains broken and let's light up the path to power together.